and it's called Performance for Donald Kelly and Trevor Knight. The two men leant in deep over the bridge, hands on stone and elbows crooked for support. They peered further in, mesmerised by what they saw. "It is a fish," said one. "But I am a stone," said the fish, "mottled and still in the sunlit water, the taut muscle of my body as steady as my neighbours who are sunk in silt. Around and over us the water flows. Only my spine is so supple that my tail wavers in the spate and moves from its impression of rock. Until then, movement is only light and shadow. I am the fish," said the plastic bag, "snagged on a low rock in the river. Give me one fixed point and the coursing water will flesh out a body for me, mottle me with weed and refracted light, so I become fish that is stone that is fish, till your eyes reach frayed and streaming edges which could not be tail. This alone gives me away, but till then substance is current and light." God, we're fools, the men laughed as they walked away. City slickers who can't even tell fish from stone from rubbish in the stream. Back under the bridge and the river coursed on. Stone became fish, turned to plastic and spoke. "I think they put on a play last night. I heard that in the dark gas heater hum of an old church hall, the audience peered up at that man who became gull, and as his shoulders rose, his elbows led the wingtips of his wrists to hover over seas and in the sky of the stage. He was squawk and flap, waved slop wing flip till he alit, when with a pivot of a foot and a single gesture that possessed him, became in turn sailor, lover, father, mother, convict, crew and gunner. Most beautiful of all though, he was child to the father, as her voice rang out from the altered muscles of his throat. "Papa's home." "Aye," said the stone. "And I heard," said plastic to fish, "how the other sat deep in a pool of blue light, and his fingers sent storm and rain, Horse Hoof and Ore Creek, to reverberate through the hall, and each body there, that in the moment the whale let out a discarnate scream, it crackled up each spine, so they smelled salt and fear and dying whale. They filed out silent, bemused at finding earth, and their feet thought they would meet the deep roll of the ocean." Can you hear? Is that all right? It's really lovely to be here, and it was really lovely to hear the open mic session, just hear such a variety of voices which are all new to me. And thank you to the White House people. And it's an amazing feat to have continued on for 5 years with weekly poetry readings. This poem, it's lovely to be in Limerick as well on such a beautiful summer's evening. And this poem was written a couple of years ago in Donegal, where I used to live, and it was written around midsummer. And that's, I won't even say it. It's called Light, and it's for my aunt, Arlen House. Light seeps through the curtains, blue-grey, and over the thrum of my own thoughts, the high pitch of the dawn chorus, sweet and insistent, reaches my ears. I rise and put clothes on. I've given up on more sleep tonight. It hardly gets dark in this place. Last night I pulled the curtains on an evening that dawdled, reluctant to give way. As I take my tea into the weekly lit yard, not night yet not day, I think of you in Adelaide Street, a veteran of these early mornings. The new moon hangs over the broad back of Muckish, and it's less lonely to think that you may be up too, padding blearily to the kitchen to put the kettle on, and half listening to the radio, preparing for these long days of sun that are washing winter away. This next poem was also written in Donegal, and I spent a bit of time on an island called Inishbofin, which was quite near to Tory Island, but it's only kind of populated during the summer. And what I loved about being there was the kind of mixture of, to me, going back in time, but then things that were very modern as well, which I think for the people who were living there was nothing strange about it, but for a visitor coming in, there's a lot of incongruity. And this poem's called Island Sayings. The scrapings of 9 burnt pots would put a dry cow back into milk. Boil and drink the roots of the yellow tormented get shot of onions. At night we'd know the horses were back from Gurta Harbour. We'd hear their freshly shod hooves sing out on the shingle. The tide runs on old time here. Hánig na smuinti ar ashen shop as she dries dulse outside the door. I texted my son today, asked him to bring milk from the mainland.